Time to take a look at what's grabbing headlines here in France. And as I mentioned earlier, there's one story that's dominating the papers. Economy Minister Emmanuel Macron has decided to leave the government. Yesterday, he announced his resignation, causing quite a stir in the French press.
That's right. There's a lot of surprise at this announcement, Nancy. Let's start by taking a look at the front page of La Croix. It says that Macron reclaims his freedom, and you can see the symbolic photo of him here turning his back on the government. If we take a look at the front page of Libération, there's another symbolic photo, I guess you could say, and you can see Emmanuel Macron. It looks like he's spreading his wings here, getting ready to take off. They're talking about Macron, the self-employed man, because of course he's going back to his business, back to his party. En marche, forward, on the march, I guess you could translate that as. His announcement does put an end to months of speculation and rumors. We've been talking about it for months. Is he going to stay in the government? Is he going to leave the government? However, he is maintaining a cloud of mystery over his ambitions. Is he going to run for president in 2017? That's what everyone wants to know.
So the million-dollar question today is, why did he decide to leave and why now?
Well, Libération searches for answers. If we take a look inside that paper, it's tricky because he did not resign in order to run for president. He hasn't said that he's going to run for president, but he has made no secret of the fact that he's ready to run for president only if François Hollande doesn't run for president, because he has a lot of admiration for François Hollande, the man that made him, really, 2 years ago by appointing him Minister of Finance. Now, what he's trying to do in the meantime, and you can read that in the editorial, is he's trying to build a political space for himself. It's kind of a unique political space that's neither on the left, neither on the right. It's kind of outside of mainstream political parties. It's pretty vague right now exactly what his plan is. You can see the title of Libé's editorial, Solitaire. The only thing that's clear is he's going solo here. It can be a long and lonely road, but Libé says, this is a very brave move from Emmanuel Macron. He's aiming for bigger and better things, and that's something that should be applauded.
So many papers are trying to figure out whether he's doing the right thing or whether he's crazy.
That's right. Is he smart or is he crazy? That's what papers are trying to figure out. Let's take a look at Les Echos, the business paper. You can see on the front page here, Le Pari, the bet. And in fact, if we take a look at their editorial, they talk about the crazy bet, Le Pari fou. Because, is he a genius or is he ridiculous? If you look at the ridiculous side of things, he's just 39 years old. He's a kid, kind of a newbie to politics. He's never been elected. He has no real political base, no real network, no real program either, other than his ideas on the economy. He does seem to have real affection for Hollande, as I said, and yet he's metaphorically killing his father. That's what Les Echos says. Hollande is the man that made him, and now Macron might run against him for president. So it seems like he's crazy, because on paper it doesn't look like he has very much chances of winning, but he has understood something crucial, and this is where he might be a genius, according to Les Echos. He's understood that French people today are tired of traditional politics. They're tired of traditional mainstream parties. They want new blood. They want change. And that, in a way, Macron represents that. But is that enough to get him elected?
Well, you mentioned it. Macron's departure is a heavy blow for President François Hollande, and right-wing paper Le Figaro is rubbing its hands.
That's right. Le Figaro is not a big fan of François Hollande. We've been seeing this over the past couple of years. You can see their front page here. Macron jumps ship, and torpedoes Hollande. Now, L'Opinion, which is a pro-business paper and a big fan of Macron, it must be said, they're thrilled about this as well. They're talking about the Macron Big Bang. He's the real deal, and people should believe in him. That's what L'Opinion says. I like this cartoon, though, today. You can really see the symbolism here. Hollande, who has just taken the training wheels off Emmanuel Macron's bike here. You can see Macron biking off towards the Élysée Palace, and François Hollande thinking there, you give them everything, and then one day they get up and leave without warning. So he's looking like quite a father figure there. Les Echos, if we go back to that paper, they're also talking about just how much of a heavy blow this is for the president. You can see they're talking about how this departure weakens Hollande further, because there have been a lot of people leaving the Élysée in recent months, in recent years. Things aren't rosy, according to Les Echos, at the Hollande camp. The rats are jumping ship, And there's a feeling within Hollande's surroundings, people around him say that it feels like Hollande's reign is coming to an end. Now, you might remember a man named Arnaud Montebourg. He was part of the government. He left 2 years ago. He's recently said he's running for president. He's a real challenge on the left. And now you have Macron, who's representing a real challenge for Hollande on the right. So things aren't very rosy for Hollande.
No, but some papers go even further and say that Macron's departure marks the end of French politics as we know it.
That's right. This is a really interesting article you should check out in Mediapart today that says, you know, this is really a fatal blow, not only for Hollande, but also the political system in France known as the Fifth Republic. Now, this is a system where the president has a lot of power, and Mediapart says the president has too much power. And this is what's clear in the fact that Macron, who, you know, is almost a nobody in certain senses, in the sense that he hasn't had a very long political career. He's so new, but he's this major challenge now for the president. And according to Mediapart, that is a symbol of the fact that the Fifth Republic needs to go. We've been seeing the slow, agonizing death of our political system, a system where the president has way too much power. It's clear now that we need to change the system, according to Mediapart.
Well, he may be inexperienced and without a real support base. Some papers say he's the only chance for the left that they have for survival.
That's right. Slate says that Macron is the only one who can beat Alain Juppé or Nicolas Sarkozy from the Les Républicains party and Marine Le Pen from the far-right National Front party. Let's face it, says Slate, for now, the left only has a slim chance of winning the presidential election in 2017, and that chance is Emmanuel Macron. Now, for that to happen, he needs to make it official that he's running for president.
Thank you, Flo Villemont, for that interesting interpretation of what's happening in the news, especially with Emmanuel Macron. Well, more news in a few minutes. Plus, we have a special investigation on the fate of asylum seekers here in France. We hear from asylum seekers themselves who accuse France of leaving them sleeping on the streets.